Today we will be doing evaluation plans for hair cutting using your shears, razors, and clippers. And today we have instructor Jason with us. He's going to show us how to properly disinfect and clean our work area. First, you want to identify the proper cleaning agent and read manufacturer's directions. You want to apply your gloves and follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage. Once you do that, you want to get your disinfectant, spray your work area, and then you want to wipe your workstation area with cleaning solution to remove debris. Identify disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal. It also needs to be EPA approved for use in a salon setting. You want to follow your manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. Disinfect electrical equipment stored in a clean area separate from other implements. And once you have everything properly cleaned and ready to work, you want to return all of your cleaning supplies to their proper place. Remove your gloves and discard. Next, you want to wash your hands. Okay. You want to wet hands with running water. Apply liquid soap. Wash palms to the end of wrist, back of hands to the end of wrist, each finger and thumb. You want to wash both hands while interlocking fingers, and then you will rinse thoroughly with running water. Dry with a clean towel or disposable towel. If using a disposable towel, please discard immediately. We want to move on to our tool setup procedure. Ensure all tools are clean and disinfected, and single-use porous items are new. Ensure electrical instruments are clean, disinfected, and are in good working order. Remove disinfected combs, clips, shears, razors, and clippers from closed clean container and place on top of your workstation. Next, we will begin with client consultation. You want to greet your client and escort to the work area. Assess the client's current style. Determine the client's preference. Assess client's needs. Assess client's scalp by performing a hands-on hair and scalp analysis to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infected or infestation such as lice, to prevent from safely performing service. If client is free from the above, the student moves forward with procedure. Now, let's prep our client. First, you want to drape the client for shampooing and conditioning. Turn collar inside if necessary. Place towel lengthwise across the shoulders. Cross under the client's chin, providing a barrier between the client and the cape. Place cape over the towel and fasten securely. Drape does not touch client's skin at the neck. We will give Mr. Jason a few minutes to complete his draping. Next, we will move over to the shampoo and conditioning area. Now that we're at the shampoo area, you want to carefully position client's neck in shampoo bowl. Hold the shampoo hose and turn water on. Adjust the volume and temperature of water. Wet hair thoroughly. Select the appropriate shampoo for client's hair type and texture. Dispense shampoo, ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with your hand. Apply shampoo. Begin in front hairline, using back and forth manipulations until entire head is shampooed. Rinse thoroughly. Dispense conditioner, ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with your hand. Apply conditioner evenly down the hair shaft to the ends without getting on scalp. Ensure even distribution. Afterwards, you will rinse thoroughly. Towel dry the hair. Clean shampoo area and product dispensers, at which time you will return to your work area. Next, we're going to start with the service performances. This section is the shear blunt cut. If the towel is wet, change towel out from under the cape and replace with a dry, clean towel. As we see, Jason is now replacing his towel. Once the towel has been replaced and the new towel is clean and dry, the next step would be to remove the tangles from your client's hair using a wide tooth comb. And you want to start at the ends, working up to the scalp. Once you have removed all of your tangles, at that point, you want to part the hair into 4 sections. Once you part the hair into 4 sections, you want to clip the hair up in each section. Let's watch as Jason parts the hair. Your line should be clean and sharp to ensure proper distribution when cutting the hair. Your clips will ensure that your hair stays in position. Once you have all of your hair sectioned into 4 sections and clipped out of the way, the next step, you will pick up your shears Once you pick up your shears, you will insert your ring finger through the small hole in the shears, which has the extension called a tang, and your thumb through the large hole. Rest your middle and index finger along the handle behind the blade, and relax your hand and manipulate the shears open and close by moving your thumb only. You want to palm the shears in your dominant hand by removing the thumb from the scissors and ensuring they are closed and pointed away from the head. And with the comb, created 2 diagonal forward partings from the occipital to behind the ear, creating a 1/2 inch wide subsection. Once you've done that, secure the remainder of the hair with a clip. Once you have secured the remaining hair with a hair clip, you want to angle the head forward slightly. Begin in the center, combing with a fine tooth comb. Comb the hair at a 0-degree elevation to its natural fall. Zero-degree elevation to its natural fall. Select the first section of hair for establishing a guide. Comb the hair straight, secure ends between fingers, holding tension on the hair. Hold hair away from the scalp and ears. Place your thumb through the large hole of the shears. Cut to the desired length for the section between the fingers, ensuring not to cut past the second knuckle. Once you've cut that section, you need to palm your shears. Comb again to check consistency of length. Repeat sectioning and cutting steps on the opposite side. Starting cut from the outer corner using the length of the first subsection as a guide. Check cutting line for balance. Slight arc before moving on. You want to palm your shears securely while subsectioning hair, maintaining control of the shears. Using the guideline established, drop the back section in 1/4 inch wide horseshoe subsections. Work section by section, combing the hair down to match the guideline, holding the finger position straight and using proper ergonomic to maintain posture and body position while cutting the hair and moving around the client's head. As you are dropping your subsections, you will discover that all hair does not proceed past your guideline. You are only cutting the hair that extends beyond your guideline. Once you have dropped that last section down and you have trimmed that to the proper length of your guideline, next we will move on to using the razor. The razor can be used in any haircut instead of shears or in addition to shears. Hold the straight razor in your dominant hand. Place your index, middle, and ring finger on the back of the blade. Set your pinky finger on the tang of the blade. Rest your thumb on the inside of the blade. Palm the razor, ensuring the blade is pointed away from the head. Curl the razor in your ring finger and little finger to palm the razor. Hold the comb between your thumb and index and middle finger. Ensure you have a firm grip on the razor with the ring and little finger to keep the open blade from sliding. With the razor, you can cut horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines above your fingers. Keep razor parallel to the subsection and approaching the subsection with the blade at an angle. Razor kept parallel to subsection, used to thin the ends of the hair using the entire length of the razor blade. Approach subsection with blade at an angle. Use 1/3 of the length of the blade at a 45-degree angle while making small strokes that work through the subsection. Razor can be used to remove weight, to taper the hair. On damp hair, hold the sections out from the head with your fingers at the ends. Place the razor flat to the hair, 2 to 3 inches away from your fingers. Gently stroke the razor, removing the thin sheets of hair from the area, as Jason is showing you now. All right. Now we will begin the technique for men's clipper cutting. Technique only. Once again, if the towel is wet, change out the towel from under the cape. Replace with a dry towel. Remove the tangles from the hair with a wide tooth comb, starting at ends, working up to the scalp. Begin the horseshoe section by taking a parting from recess to recess to create a section below the crown, dividing the top from the bottom. Make sure your section is clean and balanced. Starting at the back, elevate the hair up parallel to the horseshoe section and elevate at a 90 degree. You will be holding the section horizontal. With shears, cut this section 1/2 inch in length on the inside of your fingers. Follow that same guide and technique around the horseshoe section. You should end up with a 1-inch section parallel to the horseshoe that follows the head shape. Cross-check the sides to eliminate any concerns in your design line. When complete, blow dry the section below the horseshoe with a comb in a downward motion until dry. The section that you cut around the horseshoe will serve as a guide. Let's watch as Jason cuts that 1/2 inch length around the horseshoe section. Next, Jason will demonstrate blow drying this section with a comb in a downward motion to prepare for your clipper. Now that we have our hair dry and prepared for the clippers, Jason will be using the clippers starting on the side of the head. Hold your comb in a slight diagonal back angle against the scalp. Elevate the hair out at 90 degrees to expose your guide. Place your clippers against the comb and cut the section up to the guide. All right, now Jason is going to demonstrate the shears, clippers over comb technique. Elevate the hair out at 90 degrees to expose guideline. Place your clippers against the comb and cut the section up to your guideline. Tilt the comb at a 45-degree angle and cut short to long. The longest point will be your guide below the horseshoe. The subsection cut will be no wider than the width of the comb. Use steady, uniform strokes and glide the clippers up the comb to the guide. Continue to comb the hair in a slight diagonal back fashion. Elevate it at 90 degrees and cutting to your guide. Continue this technique until you reach the center back. Complete the opposite side with the same technique, cutting to the center back and cross-check horizontally. Once you've completed the underneath, blow dry the hair below the horseshoe to remove loose hairs. Now, using the clipper and a 1/4 inch guard, shorten and shape the hair around the ears. Blend or outline the perimeter of the haircut. You may use a clipper or trimmer. Using a water bottle, re-wet the top section. Then you want to switch back to cutting shears and create a 1/2 inch center profile section from the front hairline to your guide below the crown. So we want to use our water bottle and next, using a water bottle, re-wet the top section. Now we want to switch back to cutting shears and create a 1/2 inch center profile section from the front hairline to your guide below the crown. Starting at the center back, using the 1.5 inch guide from the horseshoe, elevate guide to 90 degrees. Cut the guide following the head shape. Complete your profile section to the front hairline. Again, using a 1/2-inch guide from the horseshoe, elevate guide to 90 degrees. Cut the guide following the head shape. Complete your profile section to the front hairline. Once you have cut that profile guideline, you will have completed the profile section. You will then take a radial section from above the apex to the parietal ridge. From here, you will take pivoted pie-shaped section from below your radial section, following your guideline, elevating the hair at 90 degrees and cut until you completed the radial section on both sides. Cross-check by pointing the hair in the opposite way from which you cut it.
What you just did is what she's gonna read, I bet you. Go ahead.
Here you will take pivoting pie-shaped sections from below the radial section. Follow your guideline, elevating the hair at 90 degrees and cut until you've completed the radial section on both sides. Jason is taking his pie sections. Once you finish taking all of your pie sections, you will cross-check by parting the hair in the opposite way from which you cut it. When you reach the top of the section, you will switch to making horizontal subsections to the left, elevating at 90 degrees. Left, 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 left. These subsections will be cut following your guide from the center and behind the radial section. When you reach the parietal ridge, elevate the hair at 90 degrees and cut the corners to blend with the sides. Cross-check by parting the hair in the opposite way from which you cut it. throughout the entire service. Cut with scissors or shears, razor, and clippers in a safe manner. Parallel following the guide. Remove thumb from shears and palm shears correctly while subsectioning hair, maintaining control of the shears in a safe manner. Hold the razor correctly while subsectioning hair, maintaining control of the razor in a safe manner. Take extra care when removing and disposing of the razor blade. Discard blade in a puncture-proof container. Hold the clipper correctly in a safe manner. Maintain drape throughout service. If an implement, comb, or clip is dropped, stop the service. Immediately pick up the implement, place in the closed container labeled to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands, remove and disinfect comb or clip, and proceed with the service. Here we see Jason as he is cross-checking with clipper over comb to ensure that the style is even and neat. Now Jason is going to show us how to remove and dispose of the razor blade. Discard used blade in a puncture-proof container. You want to hold the razor over the container and slide back until the razor blade falls out. Push it. Okay. Now your blade is in a puncture-proof container. You want to sit it over to the side. Then you want to use your barbicide spray or wipes in order to clean the razor sleeve. After you've done that, then you want to sweep up any hair that is on your floor. The broom in your dustpan. Once you've completed that, then you will spray your station and your chair and your mat and wipe it down with your bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal EPA registered disinfectant. Jason will now demonstrate disinfecting his station after a haircut service. He has his gloves, his paper towel, and his barbicide, which is EPA registered disinfectant for a salon setting. He has sprayed his station and he is wiping it down. He will now spray the salon chair. Placing the cake in the container to be laundered. Alright, so we have our station and our chairs wiped down with our EPA registered disinfectant or barbicide. We have all our hair and debris swept from the floor, and we are now ready to receive our next client.